me fi believe in a dream. Where is the team? Chaos, Reggae Boyz drama. Chaos can dance like Shabalala. Squad full of pure saga. Jam pull through like 86 Maradona. Chaos, Reggae Boyz drama. Chaos can dominate like Hulk and Silver. Team with unsteady balance. Soft touch vibes like the Maria Persona.
The Jamaica men's national team continues to play diabolical football. Who to blame? How to fix? Join Premier 7 right now for the big chat. Clarity breeds mastery, and the goals you set drive the actions you'll take. This is a quote written by Robin Sharma, as it points directly to what the Jamaica men's national team needs. And I mean, Jamaican fans are not taking it easy, including myself. Today's topic is all about why Jamaica football is falling behind, squad selection and talent gap, how to fix it. So let's be real, people. Jamaica football is in a crisis, and the performances are getting worse. The team looks disjointed, and fans are losing faith. From a disgraceful 4-1 loss against the Panamanians in the CONCACAF Gold Cup, it shows that Jamaica football is moonwalking like Michael Jackson. And what's the point of having a squad of players who are not selected properly, or when starting 11 is being selected, the performances is just almost the same or the same? But before I dive into the meat of the matter, people, this topic was generated from a poll that I put out there for you, the fans, to have a say. Who would you say is the main influence behind Jamaica's poor footballing performances? From that 109 votes, 56% saying JFF and its leadership, 31% saying the coaching staff's tactics, and 13% pointing fingers on players' quality and mentality. 7 likes so far. Also, just to note, I received a few comments. Just have to big up the persons who replied to the poll. In Richard Green 7418, he said all of the above. And also Play-Doh 10. I cannot read all of this, so I have to say big up to all of those persons who interacted with the poll. If you're new to Premier 7, I am 5 subscribers away from the 2,000 mark. So please go ahead and subscribe. And if you are already a subscriber, you know what to do. Like, comment, share, so that persons can really see that it is very much serious. Because Jamaica football is not in the best state.
And now they're through. And Blake's out of his goal. He doesn't get there. Tomas Rodriguez has an open net. He scores. And it's pure Panamanian domination.
First issue that I want to talk about is selection issue. So we know that the coach, whereas most persons are saying no, he should go. I am sure that I have listened to the statement in the press conference when Mikel Antonio was there beside him, and he mentioned that the squad that we should understand as well should be 23 to 26. However, he was eligible to select about 17 players. So if he was eligible to select 17 players, the rest would be left up to the technical committee and the supporting staffs to do so. Now, is that only unprofessional? That is dangerous, because why having a head coach with his staffs, whereas he, along with those persons, would assess the team in the best way on and off the pitch to say then that, all right, based on what we have tactically put together, these players will start. These players are the ones who we want to select, and some will be on the bench as well. I mean, how do you build chemistry, structure, and rhythm when a third of your squad is selected by others? Is this something that is happening on the international scene by big nations in Europe and other places? I don't think so. So if the coach does not have that chance to fully select his 23 to 26 man squad, then how can we expect to be consistent as a performing nation? I mean, the players aren't aligned, the tactics are not clicking, and the results, I mean, we saw the performances against Panama. It is not what we want. So I am not saying that the coach should not be given guidance. Guidance is one, but guess what? When it comes on to selecting of the squad, it should be in the hands of the coach and his staff. But it is not looking good for the Jamaica men's national team going forward. Now, another problem is that the team is lack in technical quality. And I did a video before talking about Coach McClaren needs the assistance of a coach who is proper. Not to say that we should fire him at that point in time or put him aside, but give him a coach who can assist him in the technical way. A modern coach, modern with a elder coach, provides that balance. And I recommended Liam Rosina, but some persons were saying Rosina will not leave from his club in France. He's fully employed. He will not come to Jamaica. I said it would be a wise idea to give him at least a consultation role or arrange something that will pull him, because it will do well for his career as a coach going forward. Whenever we play games, we look very much shaky, especially in the midfield. We're not technical in the midfield, and we saw that whenever there's no Isaac Hayden, who I think is injury prone, we do not have enough players then, or the rightful players, or we don't utilize our players well, like the Brandon Covers. So if we're not tactical on the pitch and off the pitch, what the hell are we going to do when the midfield is being bypassed? It was said that Panama's midfield was way technical than Jamaica. So we saw that in the game. We were whipped and thrown aside in the garbage bin. Is it the only game that we're seeing the issue with? No. Against British Virgin Island, the same thing. Dominican Republic, same thing. So when we play against lower ranked teams, we're playing bad. And when we play against teams who are more competitive or better, we are hideous looking on the pitch. I said it before that Jamaica football team, if they do make it to the World Cup, if we go into the World Cup with this same performances, it will be a reflection of the Reggae Girls' first entrance in the FIFA Women's World Cup. The squad needs depth, but depth with quality is necessary, but quality has to be in the starting 11. And it's a deep issue for the team going forward. And I mean, the fans like myself who wasn't really around to watch the game, I was just checking the score, hoping to see Jamaica leading. And when I saw the 2-1 or then the 4-1, I was saying, Jesus, we do not retain the ball properly. We are not good in terms of making the rightful runs. Players are being selfish. Something has to be done. Who is responsible? Coach McClaren, you are responsible for not organizing the players who you even select in the starting 11. You do not trust your players, I can understand, but why is it that you're playing those who are not good enough in a specific position? And let me just clarify this. Playing Joel Latibodier in the holding role as a defensive midfielder, why is it that you do not try to play at least him alongside somebody? Or why is it that you do not utilize those who you should utilize? I mean, why selecting players from the JPL when they're not good enough to play based on what is being said? That is another problem. So why leaving out players then, like the Ravel Morrisons, who I think should have been there, and the Brandon Covers, who should have been there, and even the youngsters who you brought to put them in situations to build their careers, are not being utilized? Why picking the same players over and over who are not good enough? You're making it difficult for yourself. And for a technical committee, you are at fault as well for interfering with the selection and creating confusion. Because, I mean, I said it earlier on, having the coach not being able to select his full squad, why are you being in part doing that? Why are you not giving him the full responsibility to pick? Or let's say, for making it easier, being more considerate, why not negotiate with him to say then that Coach McClaren, we think that this player would be good enough, If he says no, have a discussion and then finalize things. Because, 17 players being selected by the coach, he's not being able to pick his other players. Why are you selecting the players? Are you the ones who are playing the football on the football pitch? Come on, it has to be something that provides clarity, because we as fans are confused. We want to go to World Cup, but you guys don't want for us to go to the World Cup. And JFF, you're the number one problem. For the long-standing failures in developing, planning, and transparency, you have been doing that for years. I am not saying that growth has not been seen, because we are recruiting players and we look more promising, but the more we step forward, like making one step forward, we step 2 steps back or 4 steps back. We're not playing good football. And politics, to me, is what is causing the Jamaica football to be looking hideous. The players are trying, but they're not good enough. Others are trying to get others in, but let's say we get a Mason Greenwood into the system. Does the system suits his style of play? So we're lacking in terms of having proper tactics as coaches. We're lacking in terms of playing good football on the pitch, and who is overseeing the football is doing something that needs to do better. We're not playing good football, and it has to be fixed right now. Now is the time to fix the issue. Let me suggest some things that you guys can do to make things better. All right? So, JFF, I will leave it for last. Coach McClaren, he needs to select his 23 to 26 man squads. No outside interference. Interference in the sense that he's restricted. You can assist him by suggesting, but you are not the ones who should select the squad or to select the remaining players. He was restricted to pick about 17 players, and the others is selected by who? So if his hand is somewhat tied behind him or fully tied behind him, it is going to be chaotic. And I said it, Jamaica football is a reflection of Manchester United's performances on and off the pitch. And it is what we're seeing here today. Now, we need to develop a proper style of play, because no matter who we bring into the system, if the system that we're using on the pitch, in quotation, style of play is rubbish, everybody on the field are gonna look like idiots. We could bring in the Mason Greenwoods, we could bring in the Max Aarons. It will not help us if we don't have a system that these players can play or should adjust to. Even Trinidad is playing better football than us, regardless of them not qualifying. But how they play the football looks more competitive. Jamaica players are look good in the Unity Cup. Why couldn't we continue from that? Just because Isaac Eden is injured, it is not a one-man show. Select the team properly. We have to fix our youth development as well and coaching structure, because better players, in a better system, will improve us. But I want to say we have to develop a system first before we can recruit players, because when you recruit players, where's the system for them to play? And JFF, accountability is key. And you guys are accountable for Jamaica bad performances over the years. Because I don't think, or if you do have your objectives, they're not being fulfilled and nothing is being done about it really. To sack a coach and to bring in a new coach, a better coach will cost you guys more money, and financially, I would say you guys may not be strong enough. So, do you want to sack Coach McClaren and bring in somebody else who is better? If that coach doesn't have a system or have who he wants, then he will be like a Jose Mourinho, who will talk the truth. One of the best coach in the world of football. People, we need to do more. Not the fans, those who are up top. If the top is bad, then everything else will crumble. And people, I am going to conclude because I want to say no more. But I want to know what is your thought though on why Jamaica football is falling behind, squad selection and talent gap, how to fix it. So people, it is your time now to let me know what you think, and then I will interact. So you all take care. Goodbye until we meet again.